Hey everybody, how's it going? Mike Little with Sea Service Family Foundation. It's been a long time since I've been live on here and talked to many of you. So I wanted to take some time to jump on board and have a few words with you about some things that are happening and coming down the pipe from Congress. We're ramping up for the end of the congressional calendar, and so what does that mean for the members of the military and their family? It basically means that we're looking at a continuing resolution that's going to be passed to allow us to be paid for the rest of the year. Um, Additionally, we're looking at the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, and the Coast Guard Authorization Act being pushed into January. So right now, as I stated before, like the continuing resolutions planning on being pushed to January. But what does that mean for us? Well, for the Coast Guard members, it means that it's a big deal because, as you all remember, a couple of years ago, we went through the government shutdown and we were pushing for passage of the Pay Our Coast Guard Act. Well, we actually are excited to announce that when the Coast Guard Authorization Act is passed, as long as nothing changes the way it is right now, the Pay Our Coast Guard Act is actually going to be adopted into law, codified in the U.S. Code. And so we're looking forward to a permanent solution to the Coast Guard losing their pay should a government shutdown ever happen again. Um, so that's good news. That means something for those members of the Coast Guard who have struggled with that for the years. And a lot of you have reached out and want to know what you can do more to help with. And I'll tell you, if you reach out to your members of Congress, and we'll be putting out a contact Congress thing in the next few weeks. Uh, it's going to be to get them to pass this Coast Guard Authorization Act. I can't tell you enough how important it is, but I think we're finally going to see some clarity on this. It's been a couple of years coming, but I never gave up on the fight. I know a lot of you haven't given up on the fight, and I'm excited about it. But if we get this passed, that'll be it for us. We won't have to worry about anything else. Um, a lot of you have asked where have I been. You've asked a lot about me, where my family is now, and we are now in New London, Connecticut. I am the CEO and executive director of the Coast Guard's Chief Warrant Officers Association. Have been since last March, and we're doing a lot of great things with them. Uh, if you don't know, starting in January, we'll be going live with the Coast Guard Warrant Officer Association on a regular basis, giving giving basically an eye shot of what's happening in congressional affairs, right? So you know what's happening for the Coast Guard, so you know what's happening in the Defense Department as far as it pertains to you and your benefits. So we're continuing it as we move forward. I'm going to be doing it from the executive director position at CWA. But I'm very proud of the work that we're doing over there. It's been a lot of admin work to get kind of things where they needed to go, but come January 3rd, we're going to be launching our first live feed. We're going to be talking about the new congressional members. We're going to be talking about what they're going to be doing. But that doesn't mean Sea Service Family is going away. It just means that Sea Service Family is going to be kind of operating in the background, kind of helping push a couple of different issues. Anytime something comes up that's related to the Navy or the Department of Defense that's not related to the Coast Guard, this is where you'll find that information. But going forward, if you're looking for the Coast Guard information, you're going to find it mostly at the CWA site, but we're always going to stream everything over here as well. Good partnership we've had with them for a long time, and we're excited about it. Now, a lot of you asked because we put a solicitation out for the job feed recently. Um, I'm excited to announce that I have made a decision. We have hired someone that's going to be coming on part time for now through the end of January. We have hired Michaela Madama. Michaela is a great individual. She recently graduated from college, a lot of experience in the communications realm, but a lot of experience in working with executives. And I'm looking forward to working with Michaela as we move forward. I think she's going to be a great asset to our team. But that doesn't mean that I also haven't considered what the rest of you who applied can offer to the association. So don't be surprised if I don't reach out shortly, offering you an opportunity to help out in another way, but also try to get your resume in the hands of someone who needs it. So, like I know right now, the National Military Families Alliance, NMFA, a lot of you know them as, they're currently looking for an employee with financial background that's in the DC area. So I'm going to be looking at some of your resumes that sent in from that area. And then I'm going to be reaching out to you to make sure it's all right that I connect you with an MFA. But I'd also like to help push a lot of your resumes that want to work from home and you are nationwide. Try to find some other things. I got colleagues all over the country that are looking for talent like you all have offered. So please don't think that I wish I could have hired all of you. Over 85 people applied for the position. I could only bring one on board. And I think that of those 85, a majority of you are more qualified to run a nonprofit than I am. And I should have actually given you the job of executive director, and I should have became your executive assistant. But I had to make the decisions that I made, and so I hope you all understand. I'm looking forward to continuing our partnerships together. The biggest reason why we're here tonight is I actually want to talk to you about something new that Sea Service Family Foundation is going to be taking on. We are actually going to be working with the Boy Scouts of America in Bowling Green, Kentucky, where we are going to be sponsoring a Boy Scout troop. And I'm going to bring on my brother, my best friend. This guy and I have been through thick and thin together, but Barry Sanders, Scoutmaster from Boy Scout Troop 49 back in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Barry, how's it going?
It's going really well, Mike. I don't know if I can live up to that lead-in, though. That's pretty good.
Barry, it's almost like the lead-in that you often would have given whenever we were starting a sailing adventure back on Kentucky Lake, right? I mean, what is an introduction if it's not something fancy and it's coming from the mouths of Mike Little or Barry Sanders, right?
There's a lot of truth in that statement,
right? So Barry, you reached out to me about about a year ago and started telling me about the problems that the Boy Scouts were having back in Western Kentucky. And, it seems like a lot of the churches are kind of like getting away from scouting across the country because of the issues that are happening within the Boy Scouts with the recent lawsuits that have been settled, filing of bankruptcies on the Boy Scouts' parts. But while that's happening nationally, all those bad players have been run out of the organization by now. And now it seems like they're just on defense and they're paying the settlements. But what's happening, in my opinion, is it seems like the boys are the ones that are hurting. They're the ones being left without a program, and a lot of the churches are scared to be associated further. Is that kind of a good synopsis of it?
Mike, that's a very good synopsis. I mean, it's an unfortunate situation, like the situation I was telling you about. And there's in the state of Kentucky, most of our troops are chartered by the Methodist Church, United Methodist Church, and as of today, 57 United Methodist churches have voted to disassociate themselves from the United Methodist Church. And with that, they are totally reorganizing their entire church. And a lot of times that doesn't involve us. Now, luckily for us, they didn't charter us, but we were able to get a use agreement out of them. We're still welcome on the premises. They still like us being there, but strictly as a meeting facility and not a charter. Whereas a charter, Mike, you will basically be the owner of the troop, and it's like McDonald's, and you're the owner. We're the franchise, and we all work together to produce a product, which is kids that learn more about how the world works and how to learn life skills and work together.
You know, Barry, and I can't think of a better organization to want to work with scouts than a group of veterans, right? Uh,
Exactly.
this wasn't an easy decision to come to. Lawyers were involved. I think I had the entire charter agreement reviewed by at least three different lawyers. But at the end of the day, I just couldn't see allowing the scouts back home to lose their charter and not be able to be a part of something like this. And so I'm excited to be a part of it, and I think it's going to go well. You know, we're on the final stretch. We got to sign some paperwork, and then you know, it's all official come January, and I'm excited about it. So I'm looking forward to everyone that supports Sea Service Family Foundation, not only supporting the veterans, but helping us support youth across the country. And what that means for us is we're actually looking for veterans who want to be active in scouting that would want to help serve as charter representatives for other troops across the country. So if you're in Kentucky and you're interested in being a part of scouting, let us know. Shoot me a message at Michael at seaservicefamily.org, and we will gladly talk with you and in your local scout group to find a way to help any troops that are in need. If you are a scoutmaster, you're involved in scouting, your kids are involved in scouting, shoot a message. You know, I also want to welcome Barry on board. He's a new board of director here at Sea Service Family Foundation. You know, our board of directors is not just made up of veterans, right? We're made up of veterans and supporters of the military. Barry has a long background of being involved in nonprofit type of work through the Boy Scouts and others. He's a teacher back in Western Kentucky, but you know, for me, having that knowledge to make sure we're doing the right thing as we're doing the scouting program, it couldn't go any better. We got some other people that are going to be joining the mix. My good friend Ross Lee has volunteered to come on board and help be an advisor with this, and a couple others. And I tell you, if we ever had a three-way a video between me, Barry, and Ross, good Lord, the stories would probably go on forever. But it's a good team. It's a good team. Barry, I had the honor of actually meeting with some of your boys tonight, and they seem pretty excited. What are some things you got coming up in your troop?
Well, coming up, I mean, this whole recharter thing has unfortunately been almost like a cloud over our heads for going on 2 years now. And it's one of those, they just keep kicking the can down the road until we finally got a resolution, which, you know, it's one of those relief. Now that we know what we can do and what we got ahead, we can start planning more. In fact, we were, Mike, when we were talking, we had just kind of took a break from planning our program for the year. We try to plan at least one outdoor program, weekend camping program every month. But in the winter, we tend to do day trips because we take a little break from camping. Like this next time, we're gonna go visit some Christmas lights and maybe do some service work. And then in January, we're actually going to go to Louisville because we've started picking up new members now that all of this is kind of starting to settle, and they all need uniforms. So we're going to go uniform shopping, and then maybe go to the Fraser Arms and Armor Museum in Louisville. So, and then we go biking, we go kayaking, we do canoeing, we do camping. They're not big on backpacking though, my group.
Not big on backpacking.
They like the hike. The backpacking, they haven't bought into that one yet. And that's okay. I mean, that's
all right.
Whatever they want to do. We're trying to work sailing in.
Nice. Well, you know, Barry, that kind of brings me to the last thing we're here for, right? So when you're in Louisville, I actually might have somewhere else for you to go while you're there. So let me get on with the niceties here. So I want everyone to know that earlier this year I had the distinct honor of being made an honorary chief by the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Coast Guard, Jason Vanderhayden, and that award sits right here over my shoulder. And I thought nothing in this world could beat that. And about a month ago, I found, or back in September, I found out that I was commissioned a colonel in the state of Kentucky by the governor of Kentucky. And that meant more to me than anything in the world because my family has grown up knowing what Kentucky colonels were forever. But I have no Kentucky colonels in my family. So to become a Kentucky colonel was a huge deal for me. And such a huge deal that I've decided that I am going to make it my mission to help others that are dedicated in the community also to become Kentucky colonels. And it is my honor to now present on behalf of the governor of Kentucky my first my first award. So here goes. I Barry Sanders is a true definition of what it means to be a native Kentuckian. Barry has been active in the Boy Scouts of America from 1975 to present for 47 years. During that time, he has helped to shape and form the youth in Kentucky into the men that they are today. As a former scout who was mentored by Barry since 1998, I can honestly say that Barry is the reason I am who I am today. And that is the truth, people. This guy knew me whenever I was not in a good place as a teenager, and he really helped me overcome a lot of challenges to the point where I joined the Navy and am where I'm at today. And I owe Barry so much for that. He never gave up on me when so many other people did. And after I returned home from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, Barry taught me not to give up on myself. He did that through sailing. He did that through scouting. He did that through brotherhood, through friendship, and I can never repay him that debt. After I returned from the wars, I became active in the Independent Order of Odd Fellows and got to know his father real well, who was very active in in the Independent Order on the international level. He sat on the geriatrics committee for many years, and got to know him. And so I was extremely proud whenever Barry told me that he joined the Odd Fellows, and he continues to serve with the Odd Fellows today in his community. And he's gone through the ranks and is now a past noble grand of his lodge. And he just sits one little rank below me. I'm a past district deputy grand master, but that's all right. That and 15 or 35 cents will get you a cup of coffee if you go to McDonald's at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Um, when I think of somebody who embodies the meaning of charity, it's this man right here, Barry Sanders. And so, Barry, it's my honor as a Kentucky colonel in the state of Kentucky to now present to you this following citation. To all to whom these presents shall come greetings. Know ye that Honorable Barry Thomas Sanders is commissioned a Kentucky colonel. I hereby confer this honor with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto. In testimony whereof I can't read that. For I have caused these letters to be made patent in the seal of the Commonwealth to be hereunto affixed. Done at Frankfort, the 22nd day of November in the year of our Lord, 2022, and in the 231st year of the Commonwealth. Signed, Andy Pershear, Governor of Kentucky, and Michael G. Adams, Secretary of State. Barry, congratulations, man. Welcome to Colonelhood. Welcome to the highest award that can be presented by a governor. And it's very deserving, very deserving. And I'm honored that you joined me tonight to do it.
Well, thanks, Mike. It means a lot to me. And remember, you don't owe me anything. We help each other. That's what we do.
That is what we do.
It's the order of the Odd Fellows.
Yeah, but the governor of Kentucky didn't sign my Oddfellow order. I think some retiree from the postal office signed that one. But Barry, it's been fun. I hope everybody learned something tonight about what we did. We're going to try to keep these things short, but just to break down, if you missed it, we're looking for a continuing resolution to be signed in the next few weeks by Congress, get us through the holidays. After that, we're looking at the National Defense Authorization Act and the Coast Guard Authorization Act to be signed into law. Should the Coast Guard Authorization Act be signed into law the way it's written today, the Pay Our Coast Guard Act has been adopted into it, and it will be forever embedded into the U.S. code that when the government were to shut down, the government shall and will make available the funds needed to fund the United States Coast Guard during the time of which the government is shut down for personnel-related injuries, or personnel-related issues, as well as paying out any benefits. So, and then finally, Boy Scouts of America are coming to Sea Service Family Foundation. If you want to get involved, message us. We're happy to get involved. And congratulations to the newest colonel in the state of Kentucky, Colonel Barry Thomas Sanders. By the way, it's pretty awesome that I can now say that I have had a hand in making a Colonel Sanders. So you did it. Everybody, thanks a lot for your time, and look forward to seeing you at the beginning of January. Should anything come up between now and the end of the year with Congress and anything coming up with your benefits, we will be going live to talk to you about it. But as of this time, we do not see a need. We don't think Congress is going to stall on your benefits, and we'll look forward to seeing what happens in the coming years. So without further ado, I'll see you all about the fleet.